Thanks for tuning in to the Bring Joy podcast. We're in season 5 and it's all about baseball. Talking big leagues to the little leagues, Yankees to the Conks, and everything in between. I'll share my joy for the game with you. And whether you're a fan of baseball or good storytelling, you'll be entertained. And each episode will bring a little joy to your day. So sit back and relax. Let's do this thing. And how about another This Week in Baseball bit? Looking back at Mid-March Madness 2025. And I'm going to go Felix Ong and get things started right out of the gates with a strikeout. No, make that 4 strikeouts in 2+ innings in his first collegiate appearance with the Florida Gators. Think I wasn't happy to catch our Key West boy on the TV? You better ask my neighbors. See, this is how it happened. I can't make this stuff up. The Conks had just won the first game of a doubleheader. Nelson Ong, Felix's little brother, made not 1 but 2 great catches in the outfield in the 7th to secure the win and send us all home to rest before the night game. I look up to congratulate Nellie's parents, and they say thank you. And by the way, Felix is pitching. Well, say less, because I live 4 minutes away and got that ESPN subscription for moments just like this. Now, I could have sat in the car and watched it on my phone, but hey, I could get there in 3 with 1 light to beat. There's something cool about seeing people you care about live out their big moments. Makes you feel grateful, proud, and all the feels. I'm a sap, I know it, and there's no crying in baseball. But Coach Dugan wasn't talking about happy tears.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Why don't you leave her alone, Jimmy?
Oh, you zip it, Doris.
And while we're in our fields, who else saw New York Yankees catcher J.C. Acosta call his mama and tell her he made the opening day roster? If that clip didn't move you to tears and chills, I don't want to know you. Hit pause now and Google J.C. Acosta gets the call. Watch that clip. Go ahead, really. I'll be here when you get back.
¿Qué, mam? Acabo de hablar con Boone. Vamos para Nueva York.
It's cool how joy and love translate in any language. Entienda? Alright, let's rub some dirt on it and get back to baseball. The varsity Conks lost 3 of 5 games in the spring break tournament hosted at the Rex. I asked historian Judd Wise if there is a record kept of the spring break tournaments, because if memory serves, we lose more than we win with school's out. But we'll learn lessons from the losses, tip our cap to the victors, and I know for a fact Conk teams don't stay down long. We finished strong with back-to-back wins. Senior Vinny Moline and J.C. Lampers Gormley pitched complete game, the first of the season, striking out 15 batters, and hear this, only allowed 3 walks. That's big time right now. Other first to celebrate, senior Casey Casper had his first start. He looked strong on the mound, going 5 innings with 5 Ks, but didn't get the run support needed to secure a win. Stay ready, Casey. And freshman Cade Maltz hit his first career home run. Darrell Terminio and Tyrone Cervantes got their first varsity starts. Let's go, fellas. Looking ahead to the final games of the regular season, we need senior Sammy Holland and Caden Pichardo to continue leading us at the plate, with plenty of help from Roman Garcia and Maltz. Javi Perez and Jackie Niles need to keep those bats hot, and consistency will be key for Ong, Davila, and the D8 spot, split between Jackson Bernhardt and Caden Dickerson. Quality at bat, boys. Knock the ball in play and watch things happen.
Make it happen.
If defense wins championships too soon, nah, it's not. We all know the goal. We trying to go after number 12. So listen, Jackie, get him if he goes. Niles looks good on defense behind the plate, gunning runners down in key moments. And Augie, I'm not going to call him Jeter yet. Davila is showing big league range up the middle. Pichardo and Garcia are handling the corners. And our outfield has to be the best in Florida, with Holland, Maltz, and On covering some ground in the outfield. Our arms just need to trust that stuff and the defense behind them. I'm not dropping names by mistake. I'm calling you boys out. You earned that jersey. Now let's own it. Let's go. Listen to me getting all wound up. I better switch gears.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here.
In the major leagues, the regular season got underway in Japan. The Dodgers and the Cubs played a 2-game set to a full house of adoring fans for the Tokyo series. The two clubs have 5 Japanese-born players on their roster. For the first time in Major League history, 2 Japanese pitchers started on opening day. Yoshinobu Yamato for the Dodgers and Shotei Managa for the Cubs. And the highly sought-after Roque Sasaki pitched Game 2 for the Dodgers, securing the series sweep against the Cubs. Maybe next year, Cubby fans. And Shohei Ohtani, the Major League's most popular player, gave the fans what they wanted, crushing his first home run of the season. The Japanese fans will have plenty to cheer for. Nothing bigger, in my opinion, than in July, when Ichiro Suzuki will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Ichiro is the first Japanese player and Asian-born to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. He'll be joined by my man CC Sabathia of the New York Yankees and the old-school OG Dave Parker of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I wonder if Key West Conch 12U team will be up there during the Hall of Fame weekend. I might have to make that trip, because those College World Series ticket prices are through the roof. March Madness isn't reserved for basketball brackets only. College baseball rankings will be all over the place in the next several weeks as conference play is now in session. So far, the top 25 teams have not dominated. In fact, they only won 59% of the games in the first week of conference play. There are no undefeated teams. Tennessee, who had moved ahead of LSU and Arkansas for the top spot, promptly took 2 losses to East Tennessee State and Alabama. Roll Tide. Oh man, and Florida State lost their first game of the season to the mighty Mercer Bears, but bounced back and took the rival series from Miami, showing their power, hitting 6 home runs in one game. I think they had 8 on the series. Mad Max Williams is a beast, but how about freshman Miles Bailey and Hunter Carnes? And the Florida Gators? Felix, don't listen to this. They look shaky right now. They got swept by Tennessee and Georgia. You know Kevin O'Sullivan looks mad when he's happy, and the skipper can't be happy with the Gators' play last week or dropping to 20 in the polls. Ouch. Texas is playing good ball and introduced SEC rival LSU in the world to lefty pitcher Dylan Voltanis. The kid has great stuff out of the bullpen. It's probably going to end up a starter soon. There's plenty of college baseball left through May, so hang on and tune in, because these boys play like they love it. And you never know when you'll catch the next Paul Skeens on the bump. I caught my first game out at the backyard to see the Lady Conks play ball. Brianna Brenner pitched a complete game shutout, allowing 1 hit and striking out 8. Vera Roger and Alexa Candela provided the Lady Conks offense for a 2-0 win. I have VIP seating pulling up next to Coach Tyrone Cervantes. Coach led the Little League Conch teams to back-to-back state championships, including the 2024 14U team that represented the Southeast at the Babe Ruth tournament in Texas last summer. Coach's daughters play softball. Kayla plays shortstop for the Lady Conks, and Tamarie is in her sophomore year with the Sharks of Miami-Dade College. She's off to a good start with 4 runs scored and 11 RBIs on the season. And if you're putting 2 and 2 together, yep, that's his boy Tyrone I mentioned earlier. They tell me his nickname is Walk-Off, but you're going to have to ask his daddy about that. I'm just letting you know Conch bloodlines run deep on the island and reveal themselves to me every week. The Lake Mary Rams handed the Conchs 2 of the 3 losses referenced earlier. Their center fielder is Ethan Artman. His daddy is Dane Artman, a native son of Key West, a standout player on the island. And though he left the Keys, he continued to play ball as an All-American, state champion, and member of the USA national team. Dane went on to play professional baseball with the Milwaukee Brewers. I hadn't seen Dane in years, but recognized that smile right away. Unfortunately, I had left my phone and didn't get a picture or his number. But through the power of social media, I was able to reach out and congratulate him on Ethan's talent. The kid must have wheels on those cleats. He can move, and that arm, he made a throw from center field to home that earned wows from the Key West crowd. Dane shared his heartfelt thoughts on returning home with me. It was surreal watching my son play on the same field as I did. So many emotions. And on the same field as his cousin Sammy Holland, and against Marcus, my former teammate's son Augie. Crazy stuff. He added, Having played all over the country and the world, there's nothing like Key West baseball. I'm over the moon my son saw a little bit of what Key West baseball is all about. What do we say? Conch pride, don't leave home without it. And if by chance you do leave home, we still rooting for you and yours. Believe that. March 14th and 15th was championship weekend at the Rex. The 1955, 95, and 2005 state championship teams were honored during a nostalgic ceremony hosted by Macaroni winner, the voice of the Conks, Rick Lopez.
Baseball is so great and so important in the history of the U.S. You're looking at it right now on these hallowed grounds of Rex Beach Field. Your 1955, 1995, and 2005 state champion Conk teams.
I was so inspired being surrounded by the champs, I'll be dedicating an entire episode to champions. So subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a thing. Before I wrap this episode, big congratulations to college commits Noah Burnham and Sammy Holland. Noah's headed to Belmont University in Tennessee, and Sammy will be attending the University of Tampa. You boys know I'm crazy about you. Go show them what you got. As Mel Allen used to say, that's all for now, folks. See you next week for This Week in Baseball. I'm Joy Newlish, and I appreciate you tuning into my podcast. My purpose is to bring joy into my life and the lives of others. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a review, share, and subscribe because there's a lot of good stuff on tap. You can also follow Bring Joy on YouTube and Instagram, or check my website at joynewlish.com. Now go bring joy to the people in your world. Until next time, much love.